So now you're looking at the screen of my iPad, and the first thing that we need to do in order to get the apps ready for switching between students is set them up. And this is something that I like to do before the students even arrive in the classroom. So first I'm gonna pick my articulation app. I've already selected my student here. I selected articulated. I'm gonna tap play. We're gonna do a flashcard activity. And what I'm gonna do is work on the phoneme. I'm gonna work on our clusters. In the initial and muted position, we have our list of words and we tap done. So now my screen for Odin is already ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap my home button to exit and find my second app, which is a reading app. So I'm gonna look for Reading Comprehension Camp, which is right here. So it takes a while to get set up. So what I'm gonna do is go to the student lounge. Go to read to get started. I'm gonna select my student John, select choose a story. And this part you can actually do with a student, since you can actually allow the student to pick a story. Let's say that the student is on level reading 3, and let's pick a story for the student. Let's do the money tree. And now I'm gonna pick my third app. I'm gonna tap the home button and pick Social Quest, which is an app that works on social skills. I'm gonna select my student. I had here Jack, so I don't have my student set up. I'm gonna tap an avatar. Let's enter the name. I'm gonna work on receptive skills and tap done. Select my student, tap next. On Social Quest, we have to select an area that we want the student to work on. I'm gonna do a within the home, kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. So let's transport him.
Welcome to your...
I'm gonna skip it.
Your older brother went into the bathroom wearing sweaty workout.
So it actually started giving me the information for the first activity. So now I have those 3 apps ready to go with my students, and the apps are opened. So now that I know that the apps are open, let's see, we are sitting with the students and we're gonna pick articulated to start our first child. So let's say you can get the student to say grape, and you can switch here between word and phrase level.
Juiciest grape.
And he got phrase correct. You can actually do more than one image and mark here your accuracy. Now, let's allow our second student to take a turn, and this is the key thing. You see this home button here, we tap twice on it. And what it does, it brings in those 3 apps that I just opened. So I have articulated, I have Social Quest, and I have Reading Camp. So now I'm gonna go to my second student, and let's play this story.
This spring, John visited his grandparents' farm. His grandparents invited him to help plant fruit trees. First, his grandfather planted a cherry tree, and then his grandmother planted an apple tree.
I'm actually gonna pause the reading. So the student read the quiz, and let's tap on quiz to answer the questions. Now we have here all the different types of questions for the student to work on. I'm just gonna leave them all highlighted and tap on start quiz. Now we allow John to take his turn and answer the question. Once he gets it correctly, or whenever you want to move to the next student, you go again here, the home button, you tap twice. You could go back to articulated, or actually you could go to the third student on Social Quest. But for some reason, Social Quest actually returned to the main menu. And sometimes, it was really good that this happened, sometimes some apps require too much memory within the iPad and they will close. So that's why sometimes it's really good for you to try it out before you have the students arrive. So in these cases, our 3 big apps, and we had to start over.
School and grab the last drink out of the fridge. What could you have asked?
So we have here, we get the student to take his turn.
I'm allowed to choose a healthy snack after school. Sometimes I want sugary things. Here are some healthy choices I can make.
We get the student to answer the question. He actually won an award. And what I'm gonna do is go back to the articulation app. And you saw, since these are big apps, the apps are closing. So it's only allowing 2 out of the 3 apps to remain open at a time, not 3. So this is a good way for you to realize that these 3 apps probably aren't a good combination together. And now let's then just do 2 apps. We would have to set up again because we're doing multiple apps. So to avoid this from happening, which is great that it happened now, you really want to make sure that you pick 3 apps or 4 apps that they would not reset and go back to the start. So let's say we could pick other apps. For example, let's do Go Togethers. And let's start a new session. I'm gonna pick my student.
What goes with big?
And then I double click. I go to my other app, you see it remained opened. I double click. Let's go to Articulated, it also remained opened. I'm just gonna quickly set up a session. So this is probably the try run you wanna do before having the students in to work on this, because it would not work out really well if you have students that the app would reset to. So these 3 apps, Reading Comprehension Camp, Articulated, and Go Togethers, worked well, probably because within all these 3 apps, you're not pulling as much memory from the iPad to run, because the iPad automatically closes apps if it requires memory. Well, but now you know how to switch between apps within the session. You can do this for game apps. So you want to do your articulation app and a game app, or you can do 2 different content-based apps. You just double click, you switch between them, and you see these 3 apps are opened in the background. And that was it. For more videos, you can always go back to my website at www.geekslp.com. Thanks so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed this tip.